Review and Rhetorical Analysis Text. Response to American Like Me, Chapter Michelle Kwan. Who is Michelle Kwan? Michelle Kwan is the most decorated figure skater in U.S. history. She's a 2-time Olympic medalist, a 5-time champion, and a 9-time U.S. champion. She is also a former senior advisor for the U.S. Department of State and serves on the board of directors of Special Olympics International. Michelle Kwan's parents immigrated from Asia to America because they were determined that their future children would have achieved many goals. She uses ethos and pathos to mention how figure skating is beautiful on the outside, however, it can get ugly behind the scenes. Michelle Kwan believes that the American dream is filled with many opportunities. What does the author imply in the text? Well, the author uses ethos and pathos to explain her life and how she became a famous figure skater now. How is the author using ethos throughout the story? In the quotes, figure skaters can look so perfect, gliding across the ice, beautiful costumes flowing in the wind, music swirling and graceful leaping, precise twisting. It can look impossible and magical, but behind the scenes, it is a different story. It can get ugly. Learning how to skate means falling down over and over again. It means working on the same jump repeatedly for hours and falling painfully every single time. There is no grace or magic. Ethos is seen throughout the story by showing the trueness of what a figure skater is. Michelle Kwan shows the truth behind all this beauty by mentioning how messy it may get. How is the author using pathos throughout the story? In the quotes, I remember overhearing quiet conversations between my parents when they were stressing about money. It was always difficult to figure out which corners to cut and how much more they could spend on a skating expense. When things would get especially tough and my dad would need to lean on my grandparents for financial help, he was sometimes met with scrutiny and questioning. Shouldn't figure skating be the first thing to go if bills couldn't be paid? The author uses pathos throughout the story by appealing to emotions. Michelle Kwan understood that her parents were going through a rough moment to pay for her figure skating. However, they did everything to pay for it. She knew that she had to be the best in order to make it worth it. The purpose was Michelle Kwan informs her readers about how difficult it was for her family to pay for figure skating and the struggles they went through. She wanted to be the best in order to prove how good her parents did. The audience. Those who are interested to learn about the truth and hardship of what Michelle Kwan and her family went through. Speaker. Michelle Kwan is honest in the story and wants to inform her audience about her past that helped her be where she is now. Situation. Michelle Kwan's parents struggled economically to help her be the best for figure skating since they were immigrants. She believes that the American dream is a ladder of opportunity, not just for the rich to climb. Pages 125 through 129. Michelle Kwan begins with how figure skating is a challenge. It is not always what it seems like. Her parents immigrated from Hong Kong and Guangzhou to America before she was born. They wanted a future, education, and opportunities for their children. Kwan explains that the American dream was not just a fairy tale notion, it was a motivation. This is a huge risk since her parents did not know English and required many sacrifices. Figure skating was a financial issue for her family since they worked many jobs to pay the bills. Her mom would hand make her costumes and skate shoes. Her family moved from a big house to a smaller house in order to have more money for Kwan to skate. The Kwan family's main goal was for Michelle to be the best at figure skating. It was a dream. In pages 130 and 131, Michelle Kwan knows how much her parents sacrificed and worked in order for her to become a figure skater. Kwan had no time to hang out with her friends due to her training schedule. She wanted to focus on training so she could fast forward her goal. She passed her skating test to become a shooting star and accomplished her dream. She won many competitions and became an idol in society. She believes that the American dream is not only for the rich to climb, it is for anyone willing to take a leap, work hard, fall even harder, and get back up again. Strategy. Michelle Kwan defines the beginning by stating the truth of figure skating and everything her parents went through in order to achieve her dream. Effect. The emotions that Kwan include through the story helps the reader to understand the hardship and challenges her and her family had to go through. Appeal. Ethos. Kwan uses ethos to show her sincerity and honesty throughout the text to show her emotions of figure skating. Strategy. Michelle Kwan defines the beginning by stating the truth of figure skating and everything her parents went through in order to achieve her dream. effect. Michelle Kwan reveals examples of how financial struggles were hard to become a figure skater. As an outcome, she explains that the American dream can be for anyone as long as they work for it. Appeal. Pathos. Kwan uses pathos to show her experience throughout the text to explain how she accomplished her goals as a daughter of 2 immigrants. Breaking up the text. Page 125 explains that figure skating seems graceful and beautiful, but it is ugly behind the scenes. Pages 126 through 129 shows how her parents are immigrants and risked many things to move to America, even though they did not know the language. Their priority was the American dream for them and their children. Kwan includes experience of how her mother would hand-make their costumes since they were struggling financially. Pages 130 to 131 explains how hard it was for her parents to make sure she stays in a figure skater. Kwan gave up many activities just for her to go training. Kwan wanted to prove to her parents that it was worth all the sacrifices so she can become a best figure skating. The American dream is for everyone, not just for the rich. The end.